this rhythm. Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.
What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop in the Discord. Links for that's in the description box down below.
You know, guys, we're here on a nice little Thursday. It should be a Cowboys quickie tonight, but it's really a focused chat tonight, and it's about our linebackers. We'll talk about this and more. I have some names. I've kind of went and rummaging, looking for some information about the numbers, the money, the cap, when it comes to the linebacker situation, and who can we add to this trio you see here, which will be used by Zimmer, and what fits best for him, what fits best for the front office. We know what we're going to discuss tonight here when we talk about the front office and more here tonight on My Cowboys Family. So, baby, before we get rolling, let's shout out those that got this thing going on this week here. When it comes to the leaderboard, when it comes to the control of everything here, half the board, it's all controlled by one person.
Showing the love. The man McLovin.
Yes.
Thank you very much. He's the sponsor of the weekend, like Mr. MCF said, back to back as your Cash App King.
Yeah, man, much love to McLovin, who is a Miami Dolphin fan, by the way. So congrats for your win this year against us. So, hey, we went the same distance as they did. Either way, McLovin, appreciate you, Cash App King, back to back like our 90s Cowboys. Ooh, we got T and M4L.
Thank you for summing it up.
You jumped into the family, so appreciate you. And the sponsor of the week, and that's the first time for McLovin, sponsor of the week. Appreciate him there as well. Zach Luna, 11 points. That's a Micah Parsons on the stream boss. Always the love from him. He has the biggest drop of the year, I think, so far. So much love to Zach as he's holding on to that stream boss. He's staying alive. And then when it comes to the gifting board, that means gifting memberships. It's an overtime session here. We're in like quadruple overtime between JD and DC. JD from DC and the Lunatic, who's battling for. They're tied for 5. You got Skeptical Fan with 2 gifted memberships, and then everybody else. Hey, if you're in the membership, you can gift memberships. You're able to do that. If you do gift 6, you win. So that's still kind of overtime, and that will be the leader, the winner for the week, probably for this week and next week. So keep that in mind. Now, no leader this week, of course, on that side of things. When it comes to the Cash App and the overall board, it's the same guy you're seeing on your screen, because on our After Dark session, we had some fun. We had some drops, some love. Jason Renfro dropped a couple in there. He's still, I think, at 8th on the board here. Much love to Jason Renfro. You got Miko, who dropped 10 through PayPal. You got Gloria, who dropped, Sco971, who dropped 20 in the Cash App side. You got Gloria, who dropped 30 in there. And of course, Cyberspy, who just subscribed.
Thank you for subbing it up.
Yeah, welcome to the family here in MCF. And McLovin, of course, McLovin dropped 40 in there. And he is currently still first place in the Cash App and the overall board for this week. So he is going for a three-peat and a repeat on those respective boards. So much love to you. Zach Luna down with 10 points on the stream boss. Now we also, got to shout out those that use the super chats or give thanks, hit the thanks button there and give love through there. You also can, of course, just jump into membership on your own. And you can also gift memberships. But there's four ways that's specific to McLovin's Cash App crown. How can people challenge him for the top spot on that side of things, baby?
Well, of course, you have the Cash App itself. You have Venmo at my-cowboys-family, the regular PayPal link, and of course, the Streamlabs link will let your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
That's right. So appreciate all you guys on that side of things, on all sides of things, and especially those in the membership. We got the Navy Blue, the Silver too, and then of course the top shelf memberships, star level and over everything level members, which we do nightly shout outs because you guys do run the board. You guys are the sponsors of the week, and we're thinking of doing something different here. Not this month for February, we'll discuss it in a minute, but maybe next month, a little difference here when it comes to the weekly winners. They may be eligible for our monthly raffle. So keep that in mind. Might be adding some more drama to the tops of the boards here.
Along with the types of perks that are included in that star and over everything membership are the nightly shout outs, right? So thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Andy Potched, Marissa Sparkle, Mary Alvarez, Dwayne Broussard, and The Lunatic.
Yes, much love. And all these guys and gals will be able to be involved in that monthly jersey raffle, the star level and over everything level memberships. You're automatically entered into this. And yes, soon, not for February. We're going to do that one on Sunday or Monday. But after this, it's going to be the monthly winner. The weekly sponsor of the week. You will get an entry into this same raffle. So it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be expanding a little bit and gives more kind of, it gives you a real prize if you end up being the sponsor of the week. So again, a lot of different opportunities here coming up real soon. My Cowboys family. So again, just another way of just, if you win, if you're like McLovin and you drop, you actually end up winning all 4 weeks of a month, you get 4 extra raffle entries. That's going to start for March Madness. Let's call it like that, right? So everybody in the star level, over everything level, and it's going to soon to be for March and beyond. It's going to be the winners, the 4 winners every week, every month. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be 4 winners every week, 1 winner every week, total of 4. To be added into the monthly jersey raffle. So that's the way it's going to go. And that's that. So appreciate everybody on all of that, all these boards, all these sides of things, and appreciate all your guys' input, all your guys' kind of thoughts on different ways we can improve the channel and improve the way we run the show. It's 6.5 years. Sometimes you get stuck in the same kind of thing. So we changing it up already a little bit. We'll change it up a little more here in March. March Madness. I'm excited. And I'm excited to see who takes some of these. Because again, if you look at McLovin right now, he'd have 1 bonus member, bonus raffle in there, right, for the month. So anyways, that's the way it's going to be in March, starting in March. I want to just pop it on you guys in that moment. Anyways, let me shut the hell up and let's do the shout outs in the chat. Who's in the house tonight, baby? Let's discuss some Cowboy football, especially linebacker centric.
What better way to kick off the shout outs than with the top dog himself?
Ooh, yes.
Dwayne Broussard coming through with a $10 drop, taking over the stream boss.
Oh, hell.
Go Cowboys. Thank you so much, Dwayne. I appreciate you. Thank you. And yes, as you guys saw, Dwayne's not just kicking things off tonight. He just fully took over that Zach Luna stream boss. Tip of the hat to you, Zach Luna. Appreciate you.
Yes. He has a drop of the year so far, Zach Luna.
Yeah.
But right now, you got the man, Dwayne Broussard, in a, right now tied for 7th. And kicking off the drops for tonight and, the drop of the night. You're 100% right, baby. So let's keep it rolling. Dwayne Broussard, tied in 7th to Calvin Richard. Who else in the house?
See Brendan J. Take it easy. What's up? Thanks for being here. We have C. Bass. Hey, just so glad you finally got the green light.
Yes,
there.
cannot wait to have the man.
I know you've had a rough last couple of weeks and stuff. So
it has been for him, and I can't wait to him to get his chance to give his 2 cents on things as over everything.
Yes, remember last time we talked to Mr. Seabass here on stream. Our team was trending in a very different direction.
Exactly. So we're going to see a whole different view of things when it comes to our man Seabass and his ode over everything visit here on the channel for one night. So I can't wait for that to be set up here very soon in the next coming weeks, for sure. So who else in the house?
Yeah, Xavier Hidalgo, what's up? Yeah, Bruce got the Toxic Juice representing. Devontae Alvarez, much love. Legit Cowboy 562, what's up? Bruce got the Toxic Juice, thanks for being here. Mike Aldana, much love. Thomas Garrett, the Superior. Garrett. Daniel Berry Sports, hello and hi. Juan Carlos in the house. McLovin had to roll through and say his hellos and his highs.
The sponsor of the week and the Cash App King.
Fuego bringing the heat. Asmodeus in the house, what's up? Freedom First, I think you were first tonight. So once again, congrats to you.
Hey, rolling like that. So as we get ready, guys.
Yeah, and Seabass, yes, all good. We did see your replies. Trust me, we
can't wait.
We do genuinely mean it when we say thank you for just taking the time to hang here, chill with us, discuss these things.
And
so with that said, let us know.
Taking the time to get, make sure you're fully healed, ready to roll, to jump on the channel and discuss your views on the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm. So let us. I was just about to say, with that said, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
About what we're talking about tonight. So maybe, what's
NFL.
What's on the menu?
Yeah, right now, you look at college, you got EA Sports. They're trying to, they're taking their franchise there, and they're kind of changing it up a little bit. They're saying it's going to be a little Madden-like. EA now, they're worth more than $37 billion. They've budgeted $6.6 million to try to secure the NIL rights of 11,000 players. That would come out to a little bit over $600 each player. So, yeah, that's not happening. That's like EA Sports trying to really rip off the college players for their likeness, basically. Don't think that's going to happen. Now, moving over to something else that's really kind of, we touched on it a little bit yesterday. It was Johnny Manziel. We kind of brushed over this crazy little discussion he had out there of everything he said. He also mentioned himself about, losing 40 pounds after leaving the Browns. And he was on he said himself, a strict diet of cocaine, so to speak. He said, quote, when I was 210 pounds, when I left Cleveland, I was 210 pounds when I left Cleveland, and I was 170 pounds sitting in Vegas. How do you lose 40 pounds? You're on a strict diet of blow. I remember when these pictures came out, and they showed him, when he was a little bit thicker, right? At 210.
Everybody's favorite meal.
And then you saw him stick figure out there when he went to the Vegas Raiders. He said, I remember these pictures when they came out, and I was like, damn, what am I doing? I said, I'll have to. He said, whatever, we'll figure it out later. Let's go again. And he kept just doing coke. So, that there is something hopefully that he's not doing anymore. But we talk about players out of the league. How about one coming back in the league? Big development in Kansas City. The Chiefs, they ain't stopping. They are signing former Bills punter Matt Araiza. This, if you guys remember, guys, he got into big trouble and it was cut by the Bills. The Jets did work him out. They worked out Matt Araiza last year, but has not punted in the NFL since the 2022 preseason, when his rookie year, when the Bills signed him and then they released him. He was the Bills' 6th-round pick that year. Araiza gets a second chance now at the NFL level. Remember what the reason was? It was a rape situation, right? He was dropped from his accuser's lawsuit just this past December, 2023. So in December, former San Diego State and Bills, in December, the former San Diego State and Bills punter Matt Araiza was dismissed from a lawsuit that alleged a 17-year-old girl was raped at an off-campus party in 2021. Then some kind of agreement was reached with the girl. She was identified as Jane Doe, but there was other factors in play, and he was 100% not guilty in this, and they kind of let him. They agreed to basically he was not involved, and she agreed, and that was that. So he's 100% welcome back to the NFL, and he said today, Matt Araiza, quote, I am proud and honored to sign a contract with the Chiefs. I'm thrilled to be able to continue my NFL career. I want to thank my family, who have been my rock, and my friends who have been unwavering in their support. So again, good to see the guy back in the league after being, accused of something crazy, right? That again, it was an arrangement agreed upon by the prosecutor and the defendant because it was proven that he was not involved. So I'm not going to get into the case again, but that's the thing there. He's back in the NFL with the Kansas City Chiefs, the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, 3 out of the last 4 years. Now, a face that you might, we're still on the NFL here, so, when you look at this guy, you're thinking, uh-oh, here comes some cap shit coming on from no cap, right? From Stephen Jones. Well, there's the NFL Competition Committee, and they have some new members. They added Sean McDermott. All right, Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills head coach, and Sean McVay. I guess they wanted 2 new Seans. And replacing 2 other guys who, of course, not there anymore at the coaching realm, Ron Rivera and Mike Vrabel, who used to be on the competition committee. So, again, the competition committee members are going to be Rich McKay, who's the chairman from Atlanta, Katie Blackburn from Cincinnati, Chris Greer from Miami, Stephen Jones from the Cowboys, John Mara from the Giants, Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh, and then the 2 new guys, the 2 new Seans, Sean McDermott from Buffalo and Sean McVay from the Rams. This committee next week will convene, guys. It's important to note they make the rules here. Stephen Jones is part of this. They're convening in Indianapolis. This is about when the Combine starts on February 29th to continue their annual review of all aspects of the rules of the sport and the game of NFL football, including discussions of potential rule changes, player safety, officiating changes, and further integration of technology in the sport. So that's what's coming up around the corner for old Stephen Jones. I hope he has the time to figure out some deals to help this fucking team. Well, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm looking forward to. Ganja Man with a $2 holler. He said last year Dak $60 million. Last year Dak is hitting for $60 million per year. Available $200 to $300 million for what is that available for rebuild? Yeah, it's not. I'm not sure how you're phrasing that. So let me know and rephrase that, Ganja Man, so I know how to read that a little better. But we talked about this. There's not going to be a lot of Dak talk today when it comes to making room and stuff like that. But let me make sure I get you down here, Ganja Man. I want to make sure I put you up on the board with that $2. Currently still J. Lou holler. But yes, Dak's in his last year of his contract. $60 million, 59 point something million is going to be his cap hit. If you extend the guy for $60 million a year, the cap hit this year will be, we talked about it already last week, it's going to be $30 million or less. Or less. Probably $28 million, $27 million. That's it. You can restructure him. You might get him down to $35 million. Still great. I'm just saying, but still got to pay that next year. You got to pay $70 million next year. He won't even be here if you're letting him go, right? So you got to remember this. The only way of kind of kicking that can down the line, and that's where that money will be less of a percentage on the cap when we have to pay the piper than it would be if we did it now. If we paid the piper now. Simple as that. That's as simple as it gets. You might want to, like I said, like Law said, take away the no trade clause if his agent wants to agree to that. But we know that's something that almost any player getting a contract like this, almost every single player like this, a quarterback, they will not budge on that. But we'll see. Maybe Dak hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, and that's a reason why they can use to say, hey, you're great, we'll give you all the money, but you're going to have to give us the note. If you can't win it in a year or two, we might want to move on. Let us trade you. You're still getting the money, but let us trade you. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But we'll be able to go all in this year, like Jerry Jones said, if Dak is extended and CeeDee Lamb is extended. That's all in because you're getting probably with Dak with getting an extra $30 million on the cap, and then you get another $10 million plus with CeeDee Lamb. That's $40 million with 20 over. So then you go all the way down. We're currently 20 under without even cutting Michael Gallup for another 9 or 10, and cutting LVE and Cooper Rush, getting another 5. It all works out. Anyways, much love, Ganja Man. Appreciate you in Hawaii, repping that star over everything. So as I'm building towards, really, it's a quickie tonight, guys. I'm building towards the linebacker discussion here, which I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about this. But really quickly before we get into that, the NFC standings. When you look at the last 10 years from 20, I guess it'd be now, I guess you could say 2013 or 2014 to 2023. The Seattle Seahawks have the best standings in the NFC in this last decade. 103 wins for them. The Green Bay Packers are next with 100 wins. The Saints, believe it or not, have 97 wins. They're third best. And then fourth are the Dallas Cowboys with 94 wins. The Eagles with 92 wins. And the Vikings with 90 wins. So again, Seattle, Packers, Saints, Cowboys, all these teams. I don't think any of these teams made it to the Super Bowl in the last decade. Well, I guess the Seattle Seahawks did. They made it twice. The Packers, the Saints, they did not. Of course, we haven't. And the Eagles did. Vikings did not at 90. And then you have the Rams, who only won 84, but interestingly, been to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them, right? In the last decade. The Cardinals, they're 80-80-2. I mean, we have 94 wins and 68 losses in the last 10 years. Great regular season, not great in the playoffs. Cardinals are average. And then you got the Panthers, also a little below average. The Niners, believe it or not, only 79 wins in the last decade. The Falcons, 71. The Bucks, 70. The Lions, 69. The Bears, 64. Washington, 63. And the Giants, 61. You're looking at those 2 teams at the bottom. Washington and the Giants, they're the worst 2 teams in the NFC when it comes to records in the last decade. So when you look at the Cowboys and Eagles, we're 4th and 5th on that board. So anyways, a little interesting little look there at things. Now, as we continue to dive into things tonight, not a lot of news today, guys. This will be real. Very few things. Number one, Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs were at courtside today. There's some video I'll be putting out there soon with Micah hanging out with Reggie Miller and Mark Cuban in the Dallas Mavericks Phoenix Suns game that was on I think TNT tonight. But Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, courtside at the Mavericks Suns game. So, they're hanging out. Everything again, it's good to see Trayvon Diggs out there. It can get you down to be injured and not, kind of out of commission from the team for a whole football season. Good to see them together and hanging out. And then Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith. Kind of giving me glimpses of Tristan Hill. I don't want to compare them, but Mozzie Smith, guys, he missed making payments on his storage unit over by Michigan, where he used to play college ball there last year. And I guess the property managers, they auctioned off his locker. And included in that auction were Jim Harbaugh's Michigan's playbook from I guess the year he was there. He had also player exclusive cleats and other pretty expensive items from Mozzie Smith, just letting him just get auctioned off, I guess. I don't get it. I don't understand how you let that happen, but Mozzie, I don't know. Gain some weight, get you back on track. I don't know. But when it comes to weight with Mozzie Smith, I will say one thing. According to Clarence Hill Jr., he said, quote, "The staff did not tell Mozzie to lose weight." And that's something that's important to note here. Mozzie Smith, I think it wasn't Dan Quinn. I don't think it was Mozzie Smith. I don't think it was an assistant coach that told Mozzie lose weight. I think the problem for Mozzie was getting off the line of scrimmage on defense. And he would get locked up and then, just kind of washed out whenever he would get that late takeoff. Stephen Jones probably said, "Hey, you know what? Why don't we make him lose some weight there, Dan Quinn, and that'll make him faster. So he'll get in there faster, and we can make him a pass rusher even quicker. It'll be quicker." It didn't happen. Still slow get off after losing basically 35 pounds from 330 to 295. I can't put it on Quinn. I can't put it on the staff. Clarence Hill, everybody else. A lot of people are saying this is from the top. It's a shame. It's a shame because that could be wasting Mozzie Smith's purpose. We need an interior nose tackle, not a fucking 3-tech. Anyways, that's the situation there. Just a little more, salt in the wound of that draft pick. But we have to worry about, again, the defensive tackle is so important. Hankins back. Go for one of these guys out there. We talked about already in the past about the nose tackles. There's a whole bunch of them you can get for $2-3 million or up to $8 million. And they could get for the best ones if you really wanted to. But even if they didn't, and took it easy. There's a lot of good guys that can do this job as good as Hankins or better. So there's a lot of options when it comes to that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the position. The position that would be helped by having a good nose tackle, and that is linebacker, baby. Linebacker. And you're seeing on our cover here, on our thumbnail, you're seeing Micah in the middle being used by Mike Zimmer. He's going to be on the A-gap, quote-unquote, linebacker, but pass rushing. And you're going to see number 33 and number 35. Those are our next guys in line. Damone Clark, 33, and DeMarvion Overshown, second year, but as a rookie, tore his knee in the second game against Seattle in preseason, and Overshown will be in there. But they're a little bit smaller than your typical linebackers, and so is someone like Micah Parsons in a way. Dustin Roberts in the house. This is his third super chat on a live stream. So again, much love to Dustin Roberts with the 5 on it. And Dustin said, Drew Tranquil, instincts and hitting, that's what we have been missing. Jerry better not sit in his hands this offseason. Go Cowboys. He is one of the guys that are on my short list, but I have a shorter list tonight I'm going to discuss when it comes to linebacker. And I do appreciate you, Dustin. Much love. Again, love the input. Because he was on my borderline of names. I have about 13 guys. He was like 15th on my list. And still is valid. Is still a valid player. I actually had a couple guys I don't want, that are going to be kind of a lot of people going to be like, what? I don't think the Cowboys will get, nor do I think the Cowboys should get for the fit of Zimmer and his scheme. That's a big part of this thing. A huge part of this thing. Keep that in mind, family. So I think that when you have linebackers and looking for these guys like Dustin Roberts is saying, you got to look for guys that have the hitting instinct, the instincts to stop the run. Coverage is even better if you can get that as well. And hitting, wrapping up, and the instinct to hit those holes and the gaps. And, really, these are the things that make a great, I don't say middle linebacker, off-ball, inside linebacker kind of guy. All right? We have not had that. LV was our guy, and he was subpar overall. Now he's going to be retiring, so we lose him completely. That's why you don't see him on this thumbnail, on the cover here. And Jerry Jones says going all in. You're right, Dustin. He better go fucking all in. He's saying he's going all in, then go all in. Stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? I got you. So let me just add here everybody on the board here, because I want to make sure we got Dustin on here and get him on this board here on the overall leaderboard. Because again, you guys drop the love, we give you the love here, and make sure you're always being shown for the week when you drop in here. But Dustin Roberts is 10th on the board because Mr. Ganja Man. He is currently 11th. So appreciate you, Ganja Man, as well, from Hawaii. All right, there we go. I just want to make sure I got everything up to date on the board. And the love given. Dustin Roberts, thank you. Now let's get this thing going here on when it comes to linebackers. Again, I want to reiterate, who do we have left? Micah, I think, will be used more as a quote-unquote blitzing linebacker by Mike Zimmer. Again, he had Kendricks, he had Barr. These guys were used in the A-gap on the line of scrimmage. Of course, they played linebacker. They didn't do that every single time, and that was mainly on third downs. And Micah will be on the edge on some downs, and some downs he'll be in the middle, standing up as a linebacker over the center, over the guard. You guys feel me? So that's why I got him standing up. Almost looks like a linebacker, even though he'll be playing edge as well under Mike Zimmer. Now, he'll be all over the place. He'll be at left edge, right edge, over guard, over in front of the tackle, over the center and the A gap with maybe another linebacker. Would it be Overshown 35? Would it be Damone Clark number 33? These are the options that Mike Zimmer's going to work with. Forget about 3-4 or 4-3. There's going to be two linebackers out there, probably most of the time at most. When it comes to linebackers, that will be used as run stoppers and coverage, tight end kind of coverage zone guys. That's what you're looking for here. So Marquise Bell is not on here, guys. Why? Because Mike Zimmer will not use Marquise Bell as a linebacker. He did great. He might use him sometimes in the box as a pseudo-hybrid linebacker, but you will not see Marquise Bell as one of our LBs in this season. I could almost guarantee that. He'll be back at safety, I believe, with no J-Ron Curse. Think about that. So he takes over the Curse duties possibly there. So I think that's the way Zimmer's going to kind of run his defense. And yes, you're going to see a lot of Marquise Bell in the box playing that linebacker hybrid role, but he, I think, will be more in the safety room. So now you got three linebackers, but listen, don't give me no Rashaan Evans. He's practice squad. Malik Jefferson, practice squad, or maybe the fifth or sixth guy in our fucking linebacking core. We are missing some guys. That's why there's that one silhouette of a linebacker with a big yellow question mark over it. And there's money all around because it depends on what this front office wants to do, matching Mike Zimmer's scheme, matching their money scheme. to fix the rest of this linebacking core. So before I get rolling, I want to hit up the comments here for a quick moment. Appreciate everybody hitting that like, hitting subscribe, and hitting that notification bell. Following us on Twitter at MyCowboysFamily, or X, whatever you want to call it, at MyCowboysFamily, all over the place at MyCowboysFamily. And thank you all for being part of this thing. Like, Adir Tits, Adder Tits Off. Gotta love it. Gotta love the Howard Stern flavor. Appreciate you and welcome to the family. Tits Off. Gotta love it. So again, guys, I want to see what you guys are talking about here. Tyrone Church said, "Free agent linebackers you want, family." And I'm gonna go through it right now. I promise. That's it. That's nice. That's why it's a quickie. It's kind of gonna be a quicker one because that's it. All the other news is done. We're gonna focus on linebackers in free agency. You know why? Because the draft is not here yet. Free agency is almost here. So I'm looking at free agency before any draft. So again, we'll see what happens here. Jasper Rocks here, Seabass, Michael Donna, Ganja Man, Lost in Translation Podcast, Michael Devontae Alvarez. So let's see here. Pioneer. Let's see. He's saying, Zimmer, will you have a Mozzie at Whataburger? I sure hope so. Brandon J. Talking some draft. Ganja Man, Mozzie never worked out that's hard in his life. Probably losing weight. And I thought, no, it was purposely planned, guys, to drop him in weight. Front office, supposedly. Now, Seabass said Sweat will fall to the Cowboys. In second round, that's what I would like to see. Seabass, I think he would solve a lot of problems in there. As the guy for the, and Mozzie add some weight, that could be our interior for the future. With Osa in the mix, it's a good threesome there, and then you add in a veteran. That's what I would do in the interior. Those 4 spots. Brandon James going through some more picks. Seabass, Kevin Bilbo. We got Drums and Cowboys. Dustin Roberts, of course, and Calvin Richard with the 5 on it. Breaking a tie, by the way. And he said, in what game plan do you go into a playoff game with no linebackers? Jerry Jones as GM, Belichick as head coach. You dream, can't you? You can dream, huh? I'm dreaming for that. I don't want Jerry Jones as the... Oh, I'm sorry, I always say Jerry Jones. Jimmy Johnson. My fault. I would love to see Jimmy Johnson as GM. That's not going to happen. We know it's going to be Jerry Jones, and it's going to be Stephen Jones. Unfortunately, I hope not. I would love to see Jimmy Johnson and Belichick as head coach. That's next year. That's been my fucking drum I've been beating for a while. Much love to you, Calvin, Richard. We are on the same page on things. That's a dream. We can dream about that. So that's why I think that you are making a great point about, hey, we can all dream about the hope of this being something that could have been worked out. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson, he's going to stay. He's going to stay as, at most, and I'm going to chuckle here, an advisor. An advisor. A pseudo-advisor. So right there, appreciate Calvin goes into 4th place. Randy goes into 5th. Smokey and Miko tied for 6th with Dwayne Broussard in 7th by himself now. Not in a tie anymore. And 8th is, 8th is Jason Renfro. I don't know how that switched up on me. Hold on, guys. We got McLovin, Gloria, Sco, Calvin Richard in 4th, Randy Stites in 5th, Smokey in 6th with Miko, 7th. Oh, no, that's why. Because then Dwayne Broussard is in 8th. Sorry about that. Jason Renfro in 9th, Dustin Roberts in 10th, and Ganja Man in 11th. That's the way we roll here. And then membership-wise, still 0 gifted memberships this week, and still a tie for the top spot, which, by the way, winner who is the person who hit 6 on that. So we'll keep seeing and waiting. Anyways, yeah, we're dreaming here, man. Tyrone Church, I like Rashad Evans. If given a fair chance to play, you can't rely on him. That's all. I mean, the right scheme and system, maybe, but not for the Zimmer scheme. He's your backup at best here. At best. So, I want that 6-2, man. So, again, yeah, Ganja Man, Seabass, both about the various sweat. I'm good. I am happy. I would love to get him, but I have doubts about the front office. Let me focus back to linebackers. So as I said, these are our 3 main guys we're going to be having. If we get Rashaan Evans and Malik Jefferson, these guys are going to be practice squad or backup depth. That's it. Keep that in mind, guys. So outside of that, let's focus on some real moves. This front office, all right, this broken front office with Jerry Jones and specifically Stephen Jones, they got to be able, if they're going to go all in, like Jerry Jones claimed he would, go all in, right? If he's going to go all in, you got to make a choice on one of these linebackers. I'm going to break down for you and relay the information to you guys. So let's discuss it here. And you know what? Let me put up the clown show because they're the ones that got to spend this money. And we got to also put up Mike Zimmer because we got to make sure it fits the scheme. So these are the two pieces of the puzzle. Three pieces, I guess, when you add in there both of the clown show. But let's start off with a list that came out by 33rd team. They took their top 10 free agent linebackers via Dan Pizzuta. All right, he's one of their guys. And here's a quick list they gave, which a lot of these guys are guys I'm looking at. Frankie Louvu as number 1, Aziz Al-Shair as number 2 there, Levante David number 3, Patrick Queen number 4, Bobby Wagner number 5, Jordan Brooks number 6, Devin White number 7, Josie Jewell number 8, Terrell Dotson from the Bills number 9, and Oren Burks number 10 from the Niners. Great and all. I'm going to review most of those names, if not all of them, but I want to make sure I tell you about the way I kind of rank these linebackers. And again, if you don't know Frankie Louvu, he is the guy you want for number 1. This is primarily a Zimmer hire, a Zimmer guy. So you bring him in here. He is 27 years old. I'm not going to talk much about like they're good and bad. I'm going to just talk about, trust me, these are the guys that fit Zimmer's scheme best. And Frankie Louvu is the guy. I said this the other day, I think he has the most sacks from the interior linebacker spot. Again, kind of always mugging the A gap, always blitzing, using him. It'll be him and Micah in the middle, tearing shit up. That's the way it would happen. He's from the Carolina Panthers, 27 years old, 5 years in the league. He was undrafted by the Jets in 2018, and he went to Washington State. So what would be the cost for the Joneses? And we discussed this the other day, and I'm going to revisit this. $11.2 million is the current going rate, the market value for Frankie Louvu as an interior linebacker. That's a bit high. But again, if it fits this man's scheme, that's an all-in move for the Cowboys. So again, Frankie Louvu is a guy I would look at for $11.2 million, let's say $11 million. He'd probably get a 4-year, $45 million contract. And that would average in that range, a little over $11 million per year. That would rank 25th in all linebackers. And in the NFL, 199th highest paid linebacker. Highest paid player. But he'd be the 25th highest ranked linebacker getting paid. And trust me, when you look at the sack numbers, the run stop numbers, this guy can do all of that. I'm pretty sure he can cover it too. So this is a guy that would be a great piece for Mike Zimmer. Another guy. And I'm going to go with two guys, actually, here. From the Buccaneers. Make your pick. I put Devin White a little bit over Levante David. Both these guys are free agents. All right? And, again, I want to make sure I break it down. In fairness, you got to pay a little more for Devin White. I know some people think he's just a name. He's an interior linebacker for the Bucs. He plays great. He is, 4 years experience, 26 years old. A first pick in the draft back in 2019, 5th overall from Louisiana State. And right now, guys, the market value for him is averaging around $10.7 million. So for $5 million less, for $500,000 less, you're getting Devin White. I personally like Frankie Louvu, but Devin White would be pretty close second there, I think, there when it comes to combination of cost and scheme fit. As a run stopper, he will be fantastic. He would be ranked 200th, right behind Louvu there. And in linebackers, inside linebackers, and the other one was just overall linebackers. The inside linebacker, he'd be 7th on the list here. So again, Devin White to me is a guy that I would prefer because of his youth, but he's going to be a little more costly. You look at Levante David, though, he has 11 years in the league. If you want to go all in this year, well, if you want to go a little cheaper at linebacker for experience, Levante David, he's a 2nd-round pick from Nebraska in 2012. He's 34 years old. And he just, his last contract he signed, a 1-year deal with the Buccaneers, was for $4.5 million. So you're probably looking at around $4 million for Levante David. Now you see, is he the right scheme fit for Zimmer? Probably could make it fit a little older, but now he's the right fit for the Joneses. So even though I would like Devin White a little bit more, it's maybe not worth the price difference for Levante David if you want to have an experienced guy rolling around there. That's $4.5 million. What about Seattle Seahawk Bobby Wagner? See, to me, He's the guy I look at. He got paid $5.5 million. Now, he's older, 33 years old, 11 years in the league. Same as Levante David, but he's 1 year younger than David. Drafted in round 2 of 2012 from Utah State. The point here is he had a 1-year deal last year with the Seahawks. Led the league, by the way, as a Pro Bowl. Led the league in tackles. $5.5 million 1-year deal. That's a steal. Why don't these fucking clowns do it? Now he's going to probably get more even as he gets older. Or in this range, it should be $5.5, $6.5 million. Why not get Bobby Wagner in here? You fucking kidding me? You get the tackles. He's got coverage. This guy can do it all. And again, does he fit the scheme of Zimmer? Maybe not 100%, but there's definitely things he's going to be able to help with. And I think Bobby Wagner, Devin White, Levante David, and of course, Frankie Louvu are the big guns here, but some of them are not costing big money necessarily. Dustin Roberts, once again, dropping that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. $5 holler right there. And he's also moving up this board. I think now he's in a tie with Dwayne Broussard right there. He said, I really do think Overshown will be a good player next year. He's more athletic and physical than anything else we have at linebacker. Correct. He is. Fantastic. In that sense, better than... in many ways better than in coverage, let's say, than Micah. He used to be a safety, so I agree with you there, Dustin Roberts, as far as Overshown. But the thing is, I'm looking to run stop, right? So to me, that's where we're missing here. We got guys that can cover. Overshown can cover. You get Bobby Wagner in there; he can cover. You got I'm not sure if Damone Clark's the best coverage guy, but you got those hybrid guys like Marquise Bell that can cover as almost a hybrid linebacker sometimes. And when you look at these guys here, they got different jobs. They got different responsibilities, right? Mike will be blitzing. Who can cover? He can cover as well, but he's been blitzing most of the time and making it rough and being a pressure player. That other guy we need to get in there is basically a replacement to LVE. We need a run stopper that can do more than LVE did. LVE was average. We need to get Bobby Wagner, who would give us a lot more, in my humble opinion. So much love, Dustin Roberts. Again, I do think we have a lot of athletic guys already there that can cover. We don't have the run stopper, though. Overshown is not going to be the run stopper consistently every game. He'll make some great run-stopping plays, but he's not a run stopper. He's a run support guy. So Bobby Wagner is a run stopper. Tackle leader in the league. A little older, but hey, $6.5 million, $6 million, why not? Levante David for $5 million, why not? You want to spend a little more? Devin White, younger, $10.5 million. Or you want to tap it out about 11.2, that's the guy for you, Mike Zimmer. So those are the 5 names right now at the top of my list. But there's a couple other guys that are right up there as well. And maybe we'll be at even higher up on my list as things kind of progress. And that's former Niner linebacker and I guess former Tennessee Titan linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. I love this guy. This is like my top guy of the out of those bigger names. This is like my big name guy here. The big unnamed guy, the kind of under the radar kind of guy. And Azeez Al-Shaair, linebacker with the Titans, only 26 years old. All right, he's played 4 years. Fifth year now with the Tennessee Titans. $5 million deal he got with them last year. A steal. I don't know why the Cowboys didn't do this deal last year. Off of the Niners, who he had a good career there, playing with them there. Undrafted in 2019 from Florida Atlantic. And I'm just saying, guys, to me, he played on that rookie contract, and he made, $6 million in 4 years? Then he got a $5 million deal last year with Tennessee, and now he's a free agent again. Now, will he be a top guy? I don't think he'll be the first wave of linebackers. See, that's why that first wave I just discussed, Cowboys probably won't be looking for that first wave and signing these guys unless you get a Bobby Wagner, Levante David for $5 or $6 million. They might dish it out. But Azeez Al-Shaair could be in that same range, in that $5-6 million range, maybe more, if other teams are looking after him. So it's kind of got to balance that. Do you want Bobby Wagner for 1 year, or do you want Azeez Al-Shaair for 4 or 5 years on a bigger deal, right? So that's a big thing to kind of think about there. But I like Azeez Al-Shaair, and I also like Josie Jewell from the Broncos, 29 years old. Again, 5 years in the league, and solid run stopper for the Denver Broncos. And you look at his market value right now as a free agent, $7.6 million per year. They're saying a 2-year deal for $15.3 million is what he's going to maybe get in that range. I'm all in on this. If we can get him in a guy like this in a $7.6 million range, So that's what I'm trying to say. He might be around the same range as Azeez Al-Shaair. That's the range we're kind of focusing on now here. Outside of the bigger names, Al-Shaair, Josie Jewell, these guys are going to be in that $7.5 million range. I'm cool with these guys. These are very good players. You can move on to someone from the Chiefs, like Willie Gay Jr., another inside linebacker, 26 years old, second round former pick from Mississippi State. The key here, $7 million for him, guys. $7 million for a solid linebacker. Again, 4-year deal, $28 million, though. You got to give him a guy who's a little younger, give him a longer deal. So you got to balance that stuff out with the Joneses. But again, his average salary would be a little over $7 million, and that's also very affordable, I think, for the Cowboys if they're truly going all in, right? So again, these other guys that kind of under the radar guys, Azeez Al-Shaair, Josie Jewell, Willie Gay, all around $7 to $8 million. I would put one last guy here at the bottom of the pile, but if the Cowboys are going to go bargain hunting, shopping at linebacker, the one guy I'll say you can definitely, dish out the cheap money for is a former, again, a Charger linebacker, but not Eric Kendricks. You got to trade for him. That's a whole different story. I would love to trade for him. But Kenneth Murray, also with the Chargers, linebacker. He has 3 years experience. He was drafted in the 23rd overall in the first round in 2020 from Oklahoma, and I really like Kenneth Murray a lot. Now, he's not a splashy name. The Cowboys loved this guy, though. When he was coming out from Oklahoma, they were looking to try to draft him. Right now, his market value is about a $4.3 million range, $4 to $5 million, let's say. A 2-year, $8 to $9 million deal. That's it. That, to me, is I won't say a steal, but if you're going to go cheap, then just go here. Okay? Stop here with Kenneth Murray. All right, I keep remembering that rapper from New York. But Kenneth Murray, I think he's the guy you go with, formerly of the Chargers. You get him on the Cowboy team, put him in with Zimmer, and he will match up great for a cheap price for the Joneses. I hope. So again, you're looking at my 4 guys here in the mid-range tier, but these are like under the radar steals. Azeez Al-Shaair, Josie Jewell, Willie Gay, all for $7 or $8 million. Kenneth Murray for $4 to $5 million. Now, you might be saying, what about those other bigger names? Can we sign them? Well, I got some guys, some bigger names and some lesser names that I'm going to go through here real quickly with you, and then I'm going to hit the chat up and say, call it a night. But Patrick Queen, everyone loves Patrick Queen. But then you got to look at, again, he's 24 years old, first round pick, 28th overall, all that good stuff. We know, Louisiana, LSU. Look at his market value. Great fit for Zimmer, $18.5 million. I think we could all say that ain't fucking happening. Right? Right. So, 5-year deal for $92 million for Patrick Queen? That's not happening, my family. That's not happening, my friends. So, yeah. That you're not going to see that deal. Patrick Queen is off my list for common sense reasons. You feel me? We got Dustin Roberts dropping that 5 on it here for us one more time. And he said, what about Denzel Perryman? We need hitters, plain and simple. I love that comment, and I'm sure I'll be getting some more guys trickling down, in between the cracks. I want to make sure, only so many guys I can hit. So on my list, my short list, these are kind of the guys I do like. Denzel Perryman could be a guy I add to my list. Let me put it that way, all right? And Dustin, I appreciate the addition. I'm actually writing it down right now as we speak. So I look up a little more information on Denzel Perryman and how he fits into the scheme with Zimmer and all that good stuff. So again, hitters is one thing. It's got to be Zimmer type hitters, like Zimmer type guys. So I look at a guy. Patrick Queen is too expensive. What about someone like Isaiah Simmons? Remember him? Drafted in the first round, 8th overall, by the Arizona Cardinals from Clemson. And the Giants now have him in a trade after trading him from the Cardinals to the Giants last year or 2 years ago. And Isaiah Simmons now with the Giants, free agent now, 3 years experience, 25 years old. He's got that hybrid kind of feel where he can play that heavy hitter, plays linebacker coverage, can do all those things. Not really very productive, though, when it came to his years in Arizona. Now with the Giants, a little better, but is he really the guy? Do we need another guy like that in here? I think we need a bigger guy. I'm not really a big fan of Isaiah Simmons. And then you look at this. Then I'm a fan of the Joneses now, because when I look at the market value for someone like Isaiah Simmons, $16.5 million, a 4-year, $66 million deal. Hell fucking no. So that's why I'm saying no to Patrick Queen, no to Isaiah Simmons. What about the Seattle Seahawks, Jordan Brooks? 26-year-old linebacker. I mean, this guy's a very good linebacker. He was a first-round pick, 27th overall in 2020 from Texas Tech. I love him. But he's, again, a guy that maybe doesn't fit the Zimmer scheme as well as Frankie Louvu and is the same cost. This is $11.3 million for Jordan Brooks. Now, he's a bigger hitter, kind of bigger. So that's why I have him on my list. I like him. But a 4-year, $45 million deal, I just don't see the Joneses doing this kind of move, even with the quote-unquote all-in mindset. So Jordan Brooks, I like him, but I like Frankie Louvu better. And, I could see the Cowboys going with a guy like Frankie Louvu, who has the actual Zimmer qualities you want, and over someone like, Jordan Brooks, who, again, about the same age. I think about the same age. No, Jordan Brooks is 26, Louvu is 27. So, yeah, they're the same age. And, both can do very similar things, but Louvu is more of a blitzer and kind of that interior blitzing kind of guy that you can, still be, and he's great at stopping the run. He's got all the qualities there. Jordan Brooks is really a great hitter and can cover. So you really can't go wrong here, but they're about the same cost, and I think for the Zimmer fit, Louvu edges him out. But Jordan Brooks, again, would be a guy that the Cowboys would have to, it would be a happy option for me if this front office would actually be serious about them. So we'll see. Jordan Brooks could be kind of put into the Levante David and the, what was the other one? Levante David and Devin White kind of category, I guess you can say, when it comes to kind of the usage. Jordan Brooks, another one of those guys. And two other guys that was on this guy's list, and I'm just going to talk about them real quick. Tyrell Dodson from the Bills, 25 years old, 3 years in the league, undrafted player. His salary, even though he's like 8th or 9th on all these lists, $4.8 million. So, again, another accessible player that I think you could put a guy, again, the reason he's not on my favorites list here is because I see a guy like Azeez Al-Shaair, I see a guy like Josie Jewell, I see a guy like Willie Gay, I see a guy like Kenneth Murray. These 4 guys are all better, in my humble opinion, than Tyrell Dodson. And so I would take those guys over Tyrell Dodson. Some of them same cost, some of them a little bit more. You get a lot better from them. Again, 3-year, $14.6 million kind of deal he may be getting. It could fit in the price range for the Joneses. That's the only asterisk there. And then another guy who's in the same price range is Oren Burks, interior linebacker, inside linebacker for the Niners, 28 years old, 5 years of experience, the 3rd-round draft pick, 88th overall in 2018 from Vanderbilt. But most of his career he played with the Packers. And after he left the Packers, he went to the Niners for the last 2 seasons, playing on basically a 2-year, $5 million contract. So he's another affordable guy, maybe bumping up to $3 or $4 million on many top 10 lists. But again, to me, just a guy that's not going to make enough of an impact on this defense with Zimmer when you're going that cheap. Like I said, revisiting my no's here, guys. My NOs. Patrick Queen, too much. Isaiah Simmons, too much. And maybe not needed in this. We got enough guys like him. Jordan Brooks, he's my favorite no. Let me put it that way, all right? But he's $11.3 million. Tyrell Dodson is going cheap when we can get a better guy at that price, and same thing for Oren Burks, even cheaper. So that's why I have someone like, when I say the yeses here, Jordan Brooks, I do like him a lot, but Kenneth Murray for 4.3 over $11 million, I would go with Kenneth Murray in most scenarios for a 1-year deal or something like this, a 2-year deal. For $4.5 million or less, right? Willie Gay from the Chiefs, $7 million a year. Pay a couple extra million a year, it's worth it for a higher grade caliber younger guy. Willie Gay Jr. right there, Josie Jewell, a little older, but again in the same $7.6 million range. And Azeez Al-Shaair, who again to me would be one of the bigger steals for around that same cost, the same price range. He was $5 million last year, so he's probably 6-7 this year. That's a steal right there as well. Now, the top list, the guys that add veteran leadership and are right there at Pro Bowler, Bobby Wagner. Last year, he got a $5.5 million deal, guys. We can pop him $7 million and keep him in here, and you let him be a Pro Bowler and make 180 tackles As a middle linebacker, now is he a Zimmer guy? That's a good question. Levante David, who's older as well. Same kind of situation. $4.5 million last year with the Bucs. So what? $5 million this year? $4 million this year? If you want to go cheap and get a name that can help you, if he matches Zimmer's scheme, go for it. But I prefer Devin White over Levante David, who's younger, faster, 26 years old, $10.7 million though. You're going from $5 million to $10 million. It's a big jump. Devin White, they're looking $2 million, $20 million, a 2-year, $20 to $21 million deal for him. But my number one pick, if you're going to go with Devin White and go 20, give him 10.7, might as well give another $500,000 and get Frankie Louvu, who's at 11.2 right now as a market value. You get him 4-year, $45 million. That fits the linebacker we need. It fits the Mike Zimmer type linebacker we need. The only other option would be you got to trade a draft pick and get Eric Kendricks, who would fit immediately into this system and know it from Mike Zimmer when he played with Minnesota. And it still would be a very cheap player for us to have, other than the draft pick, giving up a draft pick for him. So as I clear my voice there, and the Joneses come off the screen, I'll keep Zimmer up there, and I'm going to keep listening to what you guys are saying in the chat right now, because, again, I want to know what your thoughts are. I'm going to make sure I, take a look at some of those other names that have been dropped in here. So I'm going to go back a little bit here. Let me see. So, okay, so we got, Seabass. Yeah, she has an early day tomorrow, so it's one of those days. She was lucky even to be on the stream for a little bit. So Seabass wants Wagner. Adder Titsoff is in the house here. Look at him. Aw, look at that. Oh, the wife knows everything, Adder. Don't worry. It's all good, man. You don't have to partake in After Dark. You can keep Adder Titsoff. Anyways, let's see here. We got Jerry and Steven here. Again, let me see. Just Dreaming. Restructure Dak. I would pick up Patrick Queen, says Drums and Cowboys. I don't like that move at all. I just don't. Cute shit's gone with Zimmer in the building, said Dustin Roberts, and I agree. I hear Tyron Church. I just think we need other guys in there than just Rashaan Evans. I don't mind him as depth. Now, let me see here. As I get a look at some of the newer names, Little Dallas Cowboys. Get no trade for Dak, not happening. And forget Cooper Rush. Hell no. Ever no. He's getting cut, Cooper Rush, in case you didn't know, Little Dallas Cowboy. All in. Yeah, I know. Just a catchphrase. You get us excited, Mike Aldana, but I'm going to hold Jerry to his words. I'm just saying. So, let me just do that. Fun stuff. Anyways, let's see here. Now, we also have Wagner. Again, Seabass, who says, give me Bobby Wagner. And I'm a big fan of Bobby Wagner. But, again, he could be a little bit on the expensive side. After a Pro Bowl season, last year, $5.5 million, he's going to want $7, $8, $9 million. So, we'll see how that goes. Linebacker vets are cerebral players, says Ganja Man. Very good point, and I agree there. That's why you got to get, the more cerebral for this defense, the better. That's why Kendricks would be a great trade for the Cowboys, and his contract wouldn't be too expensive. Seabass said, I hear you, but I'm still taking Wagner over all these other, simply because Dak has taken home $60 million this year. Well, that's not what's happening. Dak's going to be taking home whatever he takes home. Who cares? He could take home $100 million. But it's about what it's hitting the cap. And the cap it's going to hit us for $60 million until we restructure him or extend him. When we extend Dak, it's going to hit for $28 to $30 million on the cap. So we're going to save $30 million off the bat. And if you do the same thing with CeeDee Lamb and you give him an extension, you're going to save $10 million or more on the cap. So you'll be down. You already be, what did I say, $40 million, and you take the 20, we're over. So we're under $20 million with those two moves. You get rid of Michael Gallup. You get rid of LVE and Cooper Rush. You get another $15 million. And now you're all of a sudden at $35 million open on the cap. And you still can do more. Restructuring offensive linemen, Zach Martin, and you can open up another $10, $15 million. Now you're at $50 million under the cap with these moves. And if you sign Micah long-term, guess what? Signing Micah long-term does not affect the cap this year. You got to look at the year, guys. Doesn't matter about what they tell you. What the per year is doesn't matter. You got to look at what does it hit the cap? How can the money be moved down the line? You got to pay it off when there's a bigger cap. And that's the trick. That's all. It's pretty simple. So Cleveland Brown said, the acquiring free agents from the clown show. Give fans hope. I'm giving all the ranges here, Cleveland Brown, all the ranges. I give it from the top names to the bottom names, and I think we're going to into the realistic names. So Ganja Man said here, overshown most marketable player, Agent Zero. Hell yeah. He's going to come back strong. I do agree. Good work program there. Bruce got Toxic Juice here, clown show. Yes, the Jerry Jones show there. Yeah, I know Cleveland Brown. I know how it goes. One day it's got to change, right? Michael Donna said, overshown gets a clean slate. He's got injured. I agree. This is like his rookie year to me. Asmodeus, the Cowboys didn't make the deal because of the two nincompoops. Yeah, the Joneses, the clown show. And I agree with Little Dallas Cowboys on this one. That torn ACL could be a difference maker there for playing this year. So he's not going to be 100% either. We'll see what happens. Overshown, Thumbs and Cowboys says Overshown is a hammer hitter, but not built to clog holes and blow up the run. That's the thing. So again, we got to pick up one of these linebackers. Willie Gay is a great pickup, says Colleen. I agree. Especially for the price, we got to add the clown show into this. That's where the realistic part comes in. Patrick Queen will not come to the Cowboys. So, Ganja Man cracking me up. Seabass says Jerry's allergic to what makes sense. Aziz or Gay would be uncharacteristically, Jerry. But that would be an all-in type of move. It wouldn't be fully all-in, but it'd be, you're dipping into all-in pool there, and you can still grab other guys with saved money because you went for the cheaper guys for $7 million rather than the $10 million or $14 million guys. Yeah, they always Jerry Jones, Michael Donna, always will below market value offers. No way, no Jalen Smith, Ganja Man, hell no. Colleen K said, "What is Drew Tranquil from the Chiefs value? He's great too." And I'll check in on Drew Tranquil and Perryman to see what comes up from those guys. So I don't know why I was writing it down. I can just screenshot it. You know what I mean? So anyways, appreciate the other ideas there. Cleveland Brown said, MCF, don't get fans hope too much. You know the clown show and how disappointing they are. I'm just throwing out the all-in. I got to throw out the all-in if they said it, right? I agree with Michael Donna, too. It's not all Patrick Queen. It's the scheme, and it's also guys like Roquan Smith when he came to Baltimore. It changed up things, right? Ganja said, $5 million is the cutoff. So, hey, if $5 million is the cutoff, I'm going to go to my guy, Kenneth Murray. That's it. Or you make a trade for a guy for about that same range, like Eric Kendricks. Let me see here. Quickie tonight. Yeah, it's a quick one. No After Dark, I don't think, tonight. But you never know. You got to be subscribed there for the fun. So let's see here. Let me get Steve Wilkes for passing game coordinator. I agree 100% with that, Seabass. There's still one more position left on this team. That's the Joe Witt Jr. spot. So we'll see what happens there. It doesn't sound like it's going to be Al Harris yet. Drums and Cowboys says, we keep talking that mentality. We keep taking that mentality. We're going to continue to be the drought. I got 28 years to back me up. Cowboys need to spend at least one premium free agent. I agree 1,000%. Case closed. Good. Happy birthday, Eric Wallace. Appreciate you here. Go Cowboys and happy birthday. Lil Dallas Cowboy here says, I wonder why Russia's 5-1. Listen, bro, forget it. Lil Dallas Cowboy. He's trash. Cooper Rush is getting cut. Saving us $2.5 million. That's it. Nothing else to talk about. Dak's our starter, and he's going to get extended for another 2 or 3 or 4 years. So buckle up. Embrace yourself, Buttercup. Dak's going to be here for a while, and we're going to kick the can down the road. If you're going to truly go all in, that's the first step that's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Look for that to happen. Double R, salute. Appreciate you. Shouting out Cowboy Nation. Go Cowboys. Puff, puff, puff. So let's see here. Seabass, I don't like to get rid of. I also don't want to get rid of Al Harris is staying. The Cowboys not let Washington take a look at him. So Al Harris is in the house, but he's going to stay probably as a defensive backs coach. Maybe he'll be moved up to that, but officially he'll be doing that stuff. But he'll be working under the pass game coordinator, which we don't know who it is yet, if we have one at all. Right now we don't have one. We have a run game coordinator, Coach Z, who has his biggest issue is outbursts. I love hearing that shit. So anyways. Rush is going to be gone, brother. So sorry to say. Trey Lance is the backup. Now, that's about it, I think, here, guys, on the show for tonight. Again, appreciate everyone's 2 cents. If you're watching this on the replay, please don't delay to post your comments and what you think about all these linebackers and add some more that you may want to add to the list that I might have missed, which I missed already a couple. Drew Tranquil and Denzel Perryman. So, again, these are guys that I will take a look at, and I'm sure later down the road, a week couple days, who knows? You'll hear me bring these guys up again and kind of throw it into the mix. But I really am looking at linebacker. I really do think that, there's a lot of good free agents out there before we think about draft. Why don't we fix it in free agency and we can draft a linebacker later in the draft. We don't have to worry about the first pick linebacker. Let's get the first pick linebacker for $4.5 million to $7 million. That would be. There's a lot of good names in that range, and if you want to go just $3 million more, you get yourself a fantastic linebacker for Mike Zimmer. And you do that. That's one of the steps going forward that can fix and upgrade this deep. You're upgrading from LVE. That's one of the first things we got to do. Upgrade from LVE, upgrade from Jonathan Hankins and Osa Odigizua. It can't be through the draft, every single one of these, and it won't be. If you really want to do it, it will not happen. You cannot draft the offensive lineman in the first round, defensive lineman in the first round, and say he's going to be dominant. He's not. But second round, someone like Sweat, you can rotate him in there and be a great piece there to maybe, go through the year rotation-wise. So Zimmer, I'm loading you in there again, guys. His main target would be $11.2 million for Frankie Louvu. All right? Devin White is one of my more favorite picks in there, $10.7 million. Levante David would be a lot cheaper at about $5 million. While you have Bobby Wagner, which would be about $6 million, and this could go up, of course, it could change. But I love Bobby Wagner out of all these guys when it comes to just a tackling machine. He is the guy. Now, I got to say, even though I wasn't a big fan of Jordan Brooks, he's a guy that I would also add into that list there as kind of like the guy behind all of these other guys here at that same price range. But then when I look at the next range here, and I start with Aziz Al-Shair, he's one of the underrated guys that you can get for the Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones specials. Not the $10 million, but you get him for $6-7 million. Josie Jules, $7.5 million from Denver. Willie Gay for $7 million from Kansas City. Kenneth Murray, if you want to go as cheap as you should go, that's it, no more. $4.5 million, 4.3 for Kenneth Murray from the Chargers. Patrick Queen, too goddamn expensive, $18+ million per year. Isaiah Simmons not worth $16.5 million per year. Jordan Brooks, like I said, kind of up in that other group there with Levante David and Devin White. And you got the poor men's. If you're going really cheap, you're going with like Terrell Dotson, $4.5 million from Buffalo, or Oren Burks for about $3 or $4 million, formerly of the Niners. So, hey, let me know what you think, family. And again, this is with the Joneses in mind and Mike Zimmer in mind. That's a combo deal right there. Let's see what's in the chat here as we finish it up. I did the shout-outs with all the comments already. I think I went all the way back, as far back as I can go. Ganja Man, Brandon J, Seabass, Tyrone Church, Kevin Bilbo, Drums and Cowboys, and on and on and on. I think I got everybody else's name. Let me go back to the bottom. And let me see here. Let's see. We got Seabass saying, I don't want to get rid of Al. Okay, I got that one already. Okay, Cleveland Brown said, MCF. Yes, Jerry said all in, but should we believe the clown show? Of course not. I'm just holding his feet to the fire. When he doesn't do when he doesn't go all in, Cleveland Brown, that's when we're gonna, that's when we say, okay, this is where, again, I'm showing the fan base this is another one, another bullshit for you guys, and some people still buying the hype. That's all. So I'm gonna use their words. I'm gonna use their all in words on them. I'm all in on their bullshit. I mean, in the sense that I understand they're full of it. Double R, god damn, bro. Well, at least you're eating edibles and having fun. Appreciate you, bro. Rehab it any way you have to. Yep. Seabass about Trey Lance, true. Colleen K said absolutely agree with the free agent route. Yep. Everyone wishing Eric Wallace a happy birthday. It's going to be interesting, Double R. Do not be surprised with the Zimmer defense that there's a couple of mistakes out there in the field in the first 2, 3, 4 weeks of defense. Seabass said, like I said, NFL linebacker draftees, was that confirmed like in superhero eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight? I agree, but you can get some of these guys. You're going to have to go get them in the first round, and you can save it for an offensive lineman or a position that's going to get full first, full-time, starter play day one. That's what we got to get. So unless you got a super linebacker that can do that, I think most of those guys, you can draft those guys in the second, third rounds. So I don't know. We'll see. Raul in the house, the MCFs. Seabass said these linebackers in the draft are not under 245, 6'4". They're big guys. And again, those guys won't be all drafted early. I still say draft a linebacker. You get Bobby Wagner and draft a linebacker in the 3rd round. I'm cool with that. Cleveland Brown, appreciate you. Yes, Raul said we got to get Zim some weapons on defense, and specifically his weapons, not just a weapon, but his weapons, the guys that make sense for his defense. And I think someone like trading for Kendricks would be great. I think bringing in, on the cheap Murray, but if you want to go a little bit more solid, Al Shair, and if you want to go, really hardcore, I think you can bring in Frankie Louvu. Then you really got a guy that fits perfectly with Zimmer and this team and what we're going to be doing this year. So, Double R said Cowboys need a left tackle, Ryan Lott type of players. We got a couple of them here. It's about Zimmer finding the best out of them, right? Seabass says DQ likes the lengthy Gumby Phil type. Zimmer wants the weight that goes speed, that weight and that speed downhill. I hear you, and it's going to be some changes for sure on this defense, especially at linebacker. So I'm looking forward to who we do end up drafting a linebacker. It will probably be one of the top inside linebackers of the draft. It could be in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. So I see skeptical fan in the house. Yep, Jerry lies. We're holding. I mean, listen, I'm saying it every day for that reason, to remind everybody he said all in. Let's see the lie progress throughout the year. All in to him, I'd say, it means Dak is getting a 3-year extension. That's all in to Jerry Jones. That's bullshit to the fan base. I want to hear them stay on him. You'll hear them. You hear a lot of people, I'm sure some media will stay on him about your all-in bullshit comment there, Jerry, when he lies in the end, right? Skeptical is like, who's going to pick up Rush? I don't know. Don't know. It'd be interesting, right? He won't hear us, but he'll hear the media interviewing him and asking him these questions. His 105.3 The Fan shit. Snowmobile crash, man. Get better, Double R. Yep, Seabass said the fact is MCF, I was asking earlier in the chat, what do you think about Dallas trading back to get more picks? Always like that move, especially if your guy's not there. I always like that move. Get more picks in that top 100. But don't miss on a guy that's like going to start for your team from round 1. If you're going to go back and get a bunch of backups, then you go with the round 1 starter that I don't want to trade back. So it depends on the situation, Seabass. Skeptical said, once somebody interviews him and asks him why I don't go in, I guarantee you they will. It might take a little longer than you want to hear, than what I want to hear, but someone will interview him eventually. 105 through the fan, or somebody will interview him, guys, on his all-in comment and why we haven't gone all in yet, and it's like July. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Seabass, I'm damn so out of tune who Frankie Louvu is. Yeah, hey, Seabass, I've been out of tune on that, but I looked him up. The guy is fantastic from Carolina in blitzing and run stop and being a pressure player like Zimmer uses. And he'll use both him and I think he'll use both. He would use Louvu and Micah Parsons as interior pass rushers off linebacker, with Micah, of course, also playing edge, throughout the game. So it'll be like splitting time there, but he'll be pass rushing. Micah will be pass rushing inside, and so will Frankie Louvu. It'd be killer. It would be dynamic inside. And the pressure we can start putting on teams in a different way, in a smarter way, in a way where on 3rd downs we're shutting you down with pressure from all over. Anyways, I know it's an all-in is a vague term. That's why Jerry Jones said it. Little Dallas Cowboys. I agree. Double R said Cowboys looks toward the future. We're not doing that according to Jerry. We're looking only to now. That's what Mike McCarthy said. He said we're not looking about future contracts. We're looking about winning now, not about future money. That's what McCarthy said that he discussed with Jerry Jones. I wish I was up there too, brother. Trust me. So do I. So, hey, Raul in the house, Jerry doesn't know the meaning of all in. He does not. Except when it comes to getting some chick pregnant. Then he went all in. Skeptical said, what number are we even in the first round? 24th pick in the first round. Seabass says, Louisville sounds like the guy we need. Yeah, check it out. And again, about $11 to $11.5 million. That'd be a pretty big power move to get a linebacker with Micah in the middle and moving him around. They could cover. He's a run stopper, and he's a blitzer. So I'm all in on him. If it fits Zimmer's mold the most, I think, as well. We'll see. I know JJ's a genius, Jerry Jones, but he's also an asshole when it comes to GMing. You know what I mean? Much love, Double R. I know. He wants the Super Bowl on his own before he dies. Skeptical. Feels the same as last year. It feels like that's going to happen again, right? Seabass said the window. Us Cowboys have been used to, the win now. I'm sorry. He said win now, but we used to this bullshit from them, right? We're not expecting anything different. But go get Michael Irvin's, right? I hear you. I would love to get those kind of guys again, but hey, those days are gone. We got to hope that these Cowboys now, we're going all in now. That means now in the next couple of years. That's what it means. Getting guys like Dak extended for a couple of years, CeeDee Lamb getting a couple of year extension, and Micah getting a couple of year extension. When you look at it, if you do all those things, you open up a lot of money now. That's all in. And you got to use that money. I talked about it the other day. We've been all the last 3 years. We've been saving money on the cap under Dak Prescott's deal, and the Cowboys haven't really done anything but use Dak's contract as an excuse. That's the biggest problem with this front office, and people believe it too much. They buy into that whole thing of hate the players and look the other way on the front office. Which honestly, when you look at them, they're kind of the biggest problem on this team, guys, and have been for the last 28 fucking years. The Joneses. Jerry, now Steven. Guys, now appreciate everybody in the house hitting the like, subscribe, notification bells. I redid the shout outs. Ready Red in the house. Appreciate you, brother. As always, go Cowboys. No trigger man here though for me on this side of things. Hey, I appreciate you, Seabass, as well. Yeah. When it comes to Micah, man, I'm hearing numbers like $35 million a year for Micah Parsons, maybe more. If Jerry waits too much, it might be $40 million a year. It might be that Dak deal. So it's gonna be a while, but it won't affect us this year on the cap. Why? Because his cap hit at whatever it's $8 million, whatever it's gonna stay at $8 million this year. Trust me. So that's what happens when you get contracts. You can move the money forward, and that's what we're gonna do with all these guys. Guys, again, appreciate you, Seabass, Ready Red, everybody in the house, Little Dallas Cowboy Skeptical fan. Thank you for joining us. Of course, extra special love to those that dropped the love from above yesterday in the After Dark sessions, right? And also tonight, like Dwayne Broussard, Ganja Man, Dustin Roberts, and last night, Miko, Jason Renfro, McLovin, Gloria, Sco, 971. Thank you all for the love. And as you can see here, Dwayne Broussard, 77 points as the top dog. The stream boss took it over tonight. Appreciate you. The gifting membership, currently no winner right now. I mean, JD from DC was the last winner, but he's battling a tie-breaking situation between JD from DC and the Lunatic. Skeptical is also, what is he? He's got 2 gifted memberships, so whoever gets the 6 first wins. Skeptical's 4 away. The other 2 guys are 1 away, and it's basically first come, first win. So that's it. And anybody who drops 6 would be the winner as well on that as well. So right now it's a quadruple overtime on the gifting membership board. But JD was our last winner, and there's a tie right now for the top spot. Next drop wins, basically, when it comes to gifting. Now, when it comes to the other side of things, like the Cash App, the king is McLovin. Yes, and he's done it back-to-back like our 90s. Even as a Dolphin fan, back-to-back like our Cowboys from our 90s Cowboys, McLovin, 2 weeks in a row. And he's currently leading once again in first place as the Cash App leader. So he might be going for a three-peat for McLovin. And like I said, when we have our star level over everything, jersey raffles every month, the weekly winners will be put into the raffle as well. So we'll talk about that as we get to March and do it. We're going to start that in March. It might get more winners in there, like the gifting champions and that kind of stuff. But we haven't determined that yet. We'll let you know before the March raffle. And in March sometime we'll let you know. But McLovin's leading the Cash App side, and he's also not just a sponsor of the week for the first time ever, but he's also the leader on the board right now over everybody right now. Just, Gloria right there behind him and a couple others. But McLovin, he's in first place, trying to go back-to-back on the sponsor of the week. So the man's taking over here. Most of it after dark. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody on all sides of things. And just looking through here again, Ready Red, Little Dallas Cowboy, Seabass, Asmodeus, Double R. Appreciate you all, guys. Truly. Have a good, safe night. And we're going to get it out of here now. The wife, of course, sleeping. And I'm about to get on out of here, guys. Before we can do that, though, I got to remind you all why we do this thing here, My Cowboys Family, each and every night. You can see it. We're wearing it. It's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over every fucking thing, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, we got to break this 28-year curse, and we always rep that star over everything. And on this channel for 8.5 years plus, on YouTube, on My Cowboys Family, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, your Cowboys. We got 5. We got to get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for repping with us here on MCF. In the chat, dropping your knowledge all night long. All night. Yeah, all night long, guys. Thank you for the conversation, the back and forth. Cannot do it without you all. And also cannot do it without you guys. Drops of love and support from above. Dwayne Broussard, Ganja Man, Dustin Roberts. Much love. Thank you guys for adding the love to your comments and the support. On top of that, guys, as we clock out and drop out for the night, relock and reload. We'll try to get to a show tomorrow, depending on the news. But again, Fridays are tough for us. But if we do Friday, Saturday's probably going to be an off day for us. So we'll figure it out. But either way, just look for us here right around the corner. Friday or Saturday, we'll be back at it. News, info, updates. You know how we do here. As we drop out for the night, as the wife always says, before we can drop out of here, we got to drop that beat. Hell yeah. I can't do it like the wife does it. She does it so much better than me. She goes, drop the beat. Anyway, she's the queen of that, guys. We miss MCW on here doing her thing when she has an early morning tomorrow. So anyways, on my side, guys, it is a wrap here on MCF and another Cowboys chat. Linebacker chat. Kind of a quickie. We got to discuss it a little more detail and it went a little longer than expected. All good. That's what we do here. We discuss Cowboy football. And hey, try to match Mike Zimmer's preferences with the Joneses. Allowance of money expenditure is a big question mark. If you're going all in, you can maybe spend 11 million. If you're not, let's hope for 5 or 6 million. You know what I mean? By the Joneses. To help Micah in the middle, probably blitzing most of the year at linebacker, with Damone Clark and Overshown and some help from some of the bigger guys at safety like Marquise Bell. That's going to be the plan. Who are we adding to that? That's a big question mark. Hopefully, a solid fucking player. There and at nose tackle, which we'll talk about again in the near future right here at My Cowboys Family, especially free agent-wise, which we already kind of touched on. Here in MCF, never forget, it's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. As always, never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to all you guys in the house. Don't forget to hit the like for the stream. Don't forget to hit subscribe for the channel. Almost at 34,000 subscribers, family members. Hit that. Make sure you move that notification bell to all videos so you know when we're going live. And, of course, follow us on X, Twitter, and all social media at My Cowboys Family. Have a good night. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow or Friday. Appreciate you all, guys. Have a safe night. Peace. And never, ever forget, you know what's coming. Your Cowboys.